Let's go ahead and start. Do you remember, did we finish 25? Or did we land on here? Do you remember? I'm asking you so it's okay for you to answer.
I don't remember.
If you don't remember, that's okay, but you can say that you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Okay, perfect. Then let's start from right here. Okay? Alright.
Okay.
So let's start with quarter notes. Mm-hmm. What do you think I'm going to talk about? So, do you think your rhythm was good? Do you think your time was good? I agree. What do you think I'm going to talk about? Is there anything that you can think of that I would point out?
Oh, I just did this, and then when I was doing that,
No, I think that's great. I think that's great. What do you think? If I give you a hint.
I was doing this.
So when you start really concentrating, especially here when you felt like you had it, when you were like, oh, this is easy, I've got it. You kind of almost got silly with your swings.
Sometimes
so we want to be real good about it, okay? Especially when we're in here, because the way that we practice in here is the way that you're going to practice at home, okay? Or at least I'm hoping that it is, okay? So even if something starts getting really easy, if you start practicing kind of with a silly swing, then you're practicing a silly swing, and then you might do it at a time when you don't want to do it. Okay, it's better to practice a good, strong, solid swing. I want this measure to be just as good as this measure, even if it was easy. Okie doke? Good reading now. Ooh, that one's got a circle around it. That's cool.
Okay,
All
but
right.
there's no Q in it.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. We'll find out when we get there.
Daddy
Start
remembers
right
what it
here.
means.
In fact, this might be from our first time going through it. That might not be new. Yeah, is that what you said?
That was his favorite one.
That was your favorite one. Okay, cool. I'm excited to get to that
I
one.
think that I think I've practiced this, and then I got all the way to page 30. Yeah,
That was with 16th notes, right? Because I know your 16th notes were ahead of your quarters.
I think that was quarters.
Okay, then we'll check it out. We'll get all the way out there today. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's start from right here. And so remember, good swings. Okay. So again, the reason I tell you here is because if you roll to this, that's okay. In fact, I'm not perfectly here, especially when I want to play a little bit softer. I'm playing like a Purdy shuffle kind of thing. Sometimes I will kind of roll a little bit more when I want it to be really light. Okay. But look at the difference in power and whatever from that, as opposed to this. You just don't. If you're playing rock, I'm never like this. I'm only like this when I'm doing something that's really light. Okay? And even then, not very much. It's more like here, 45 degrees, okay? If you start here, you might roll to here. The problem is that you start here and you roll to here. And there's no advantage to playing with me being able to see any of your fingernails like that. I shouldn't be able to see them like that, okay? So don't worry about covering them, just don't roll your hand that far, okay? If your hand is in, anywhere between here and here, I'm not going to see them, okay?
What about like this?
That's fine.
But you can still see.
Don't worry about it too much, okay? Just play the way that you need to be playing. I just don't want them to be up. They shouldn't be pointing up at the ceiling, okay? Go ahead. You get bonus points if you give me a count in.
1, 2, 3, go. Oh!
Ooh.
I'm used to.
So, what do we do if we make a mistake like that?
Be sure to keep going.
Yeah, we power through it.
Yeah, that one just disturbed me.
I know, most of the time it disturbed you. Most of the time you do, so that's okay. But I want to make sure to remind you because it's important.
1, 2, 3, go.
Good job. See, you fixed it when you got here. Okay? So, something about the count in though. Did you come in at the same tempo that you counted? You counted quite a bit faster than you came in. 1, 2, 3, go! Do, da, do.
I thought down like 20 minutes.
Came way down. So,
I'm crashing planes.
if you need to count it off slower, that's okay. You can count it slower, but try to come in at the same speed that you count, okay? So if you want to go that slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 ba, boom, boom,
Okay.
boom, ba. Nice and easy.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, I read
Oh,
it
you're gonna go
out.
up here? Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. That one is cool. Good. I saw that. I saw that.
I saw Dad out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, but
Well, then thanks, Dad.
Yeah, on the end,
I thought you caught it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the first step. Well, thank you for telling me the way that it was instead of lying to me. But yeah, I saw it. You were here, and then you gradually creeped over, and I wasn't going to stop you until I saw one where you swiped, and I was like, oh no, now you're swiping. But then you fixed it. I was like, oh, but that's because Dad saw it too.
yeah,
Okay,
I saw.
no swiping unless you're doing
Sound of the
those
hi-hat
on-
changes too. It doesn't sound as good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll get a huge difference in sound between pressing into the hat and pressing along the hat. It's
Yeah,
gonna.
that one's ring, and then
Mhm.
that was loud.
I want a chink, not a fwink.
Foink.
Or you wanna chunk.
Okay, let's do. Oh,
Cronk.
look at that! Before we're almost on the next section, so let's at least finish off this section with chord
Yes,
notes.
I went to the first page of this.
Cool, and we'll check it out. Let's get through these ones.
Okay. Wait. 1, 2, ready, go.
Let's watch your hand that time. Your hand looked pretty good.
I
I saw it a little bit, but it came back. Every time it rolled a little bit, it came back. Okay. All right. So one more thing that we're gonna talk about. Okay. I got nailed for this in one of my lessons a long time ago. Okay. When you're working with kids and beginner players, I count it 1 and 2 and ready go. If you want to count like a grown up, if I said ready go to a band of professionals, they would be very, very mad at me. That sounds like I'm treating them like kids. I found that out. So, if you want to take that step and you want to count like a grown up, you leave out ready go. You say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Or-
Sometimes they leave out the 4, especially if there's a pickup.
What if it's 1, 2, 3, go? Like, it's taking away the ready.
Mm-mm. No. You can still do it. You're okay because you're still young enough. But that's what the grown-ups do. That's what the pros do. So I'm going to let you know that so that you can practice it that way if you want to sound like a grown-up or a pro. Okay? In fact, oftentimes what the pros do is they count 2 and 4 first. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then they come in. They leave out 4.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127,
down. Because especially if there's a pickup on 4. All right. So that's something that you can think about when you're doing count-ins from now on. If you still do it, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna dock you for it. But just know that someone might tell you at some point, don't treat me like a little kid. I want a grown-up countdown or count-in.
These were hard for me.
I bet they were.
Now it's the bass drum that you have to do. This is just and since I'm doing this, usually it'll be, but now it's just the weird.
Yep. Look at your right hand right now. You're getting crazy.
It's when I get comfortable, I tend
know.
to turn.
Yeah, you start to swipe. So we're working on it. Okay, I'm gonna keep reminding you, and we're gonna undo it. Okay. That's why I try to stop you from doing bad habits in the first place. I can't catch all of them, but every bad habit that you don't have means that we don't have to backtrack and overwrite it. Okay. So let's give this one a try. You need to go a little bit slower. You can. Your hands are going to be identical now because you're not doing these eighth notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go as slow as you need to go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good job. I'm going to stop you because that one was very strong. Your count-in was very slow, but that's the tempo you came in at. You counted it like a grown-up. You didn't use ready, go. You said all 4, and you played all the notes correct. You did everything right on a sight read.
To prove
That's pretty
that
cool,
I
right?
practiced it.
Okay, so maybe not a sight read, but still. Okay, I'm still proud of that, and I wanted to tell you. Okay, this time I'm not going to stop you. I'll let you go all the way down the page. Okay, go ahead.
These ones I went in.
That's okay.
I think I was
It's good to practice sight reading, right?
good. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You're fine. So that's what I always look for. If you make a mistake in the first one and you fix it, then I know that you not only heard it, but you understood that it was incorrect and that you made the fix. Okay. So don't worry about the first one. I'm listening for if you make a mistake, how you fix it in the second one. Okay. So there's one other thing. What do you think? So if the reading was good, if fixing your mistakes is good. What do you think? I actually wasn't looking at your hand, so I don't know. Dad, what do you think?
2 times he caught himself.
2 times? Good job.
Well, I
Good.
didn't even realize I did.
You get-
Perfect. That's what we want.
You got him to look up on one of them because you started swinging your arms everywhere.
Yeah, I sometimes.
But there was one thing. It had the most down here. You know what it was?
What? I'm getting comfortable.
Accelerating like crazy.
By the time you were down here, you were at least 5, maybe 10 clicks faster than you started up here.
That's just because I'm getting
Yeah,
comfortable.
I know. So it's okay, but you gotta keep it all the way through. Then we can stop. We can start over or whatever at a faster tempo. But when you start at a tempo, don't adjust your tempo. Don't let it happen. You'll thank me a bunch when you're an adult for not letting you rush all the time. 'Cause that's what's gonna get you work.
I
Guaranteed.
feel like in satellite sometimes it goes from that something like this,
Uh-huh.
and then it ends like it just speeds up like.
So you know what it is? They're switching between double time and half time and things like that. So it is faster, but it's exactly twice as fast. So they don't have to change the metronome. In other words, they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You see how my snapping didn't change? It was the same speed the whole time. All I did was change my count. Right? That's half time and double time. Right? Okay.
It just feels like to go
That's
from
good,
ba 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 ba
Oh, I
ba
know.
and just
There's not that much of a change in volume in punk usually, so they change the feel in order to give you that push and that pull. They're kind of just loud all the time.
punk. Well, in satellite is.
Okay, stories.
They've got some downtime.
No.
Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't let your tempo slip. We got a lot of things we're watching for at once, right? Your sight reading. We're watching your hand. Make sure your hand doesn't roll. We're watching your tempo. Right? It's a lot of things to catch all at once. Okay? That's what I'm asking you to do isn't easy, but I want you to try, okay? Try your best.
And I don't know if I can go ahead on these because
Zane.
changed.
Zane.
I want you to try. Okay? If you don't make it, what happens? Anything
And then
bad?
Just do it again.
Yeah, there's nothing bad, right? But if you try, then we might find out that you can. But yeah, look, each measure is a little bit different. They're not the same anymore. Okay? Yep. Okay, here we go, dude. You can do it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
You're doing fine. That was really close. The only thing that was wrong was that note.
Yeah.
All the
I think
rest of them were right.
I think I put it as E.
You did. You did.
Okay.
You got it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. Keep going. Make it all the way to the end. Make it all the way to the end. Okay, good. Stick it out. Because even if you get some of them right, even if whatever, okay, I'll stop you if it ever gets that bad. But for the most part, just stick it out all the way to the end, okay? Because there were some good things that you got in there, right? Even if you didn't get 100%. Isn't that what sight reading is? Yeah, that's what sight reading is. Good job. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do before we drill it into our brains, because once you drill it into your brain, it's not sight reading anymore, right? So I want to do one more time, all 4 of them. Okay, so you're going to essentially sight read it again. You have a little bit of knowledge this time, but you're going to sight read it again. Then we'll work on them all so that you can get them all right. Okie doke? Okay. That was good. Making mistakes in sight reading is part of the process, okay? It's okay to make mistakes when you're sight reading.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. Don't speed up. Good. Keep going. Good. 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 Suck it out. Okay. Good. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. And then we fumbled a little bit here. How much better was that than the first time? Way better.
I was like, this I got right, this I got right, this I got right. Wrong. It was like equal amounts.
I'm pretty sure that this one was right. I think there was one note that was wrong here, but this was almost all the way right. Then this was where it got messed up. That's good. That's still better than the first time, okay? And again, that's what sight reading is. Unless you plan on getting as good as like Vinny Caliuta, you're not gonna ever get through something sight read without any mistakes at all, unless it's way below your level. That's the only way that ever happens.
Or so.
Okay? When you're sight reading at your level, there should be mistakes. Realistically, you just get good at covering them so that people don't know.
What about above your level?
Above your level, there's probably gonna be a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, because you don't know how to do it
Yep.
yet.
But there are some people in this world that are just monster readers, and they don't make any mistakes. Even he probably would tell me. I'm sure he would tell me that he makes mistakes, but he's considered one of the best readers. Maybe Terry Bozzio also. But sight reading just has mistakes. That's just how it works. It's about how you cover them. It's about keeping track of your one so that you still end in the right place. So even if you had to throw this whole measure away and you're like, I don't know where anything is anymore, and you just played 4 quarter notes, as long as you end on 1, then at least everybody ended the song together, right? Even if it wasn't exactly correct. So it's more important to keep track of where you are than all of your notes individually. Okay? So now what we're gonna do, you did a good job sight reading them. Now we're gonna learn them. Okay? So let's do these 2 first. You can go a little bit faster because you've done it a couple times.
I think I'm gonna just go slow and then maybe
Slow
eventually
is fine.
speed up.
I just don't think you need to go as slow as you've been going. I think you're okay. You've done it twice, and the last time you nailed it. So
1, 2,
yeah, that's good.
3, 4.
This one. I looked over at your hand at one point. It was in the right place. So.
Whoa, wait, that's what I've been missing.
You weren't putting it on the floor. You just were leaving the bass drum out. But that's okay. Let's take a look at this one.
Okay, let's see.
Me too. I like that. Ooh. Ooh, what happened there?
One, and I put this on, and
Yeah.
then
Good. But you know what you did. I like that.
Okay.
Let's go. You got it. Oh, you got it. So, is that right? You know what was cool though? I thought for sure you were gonna put a bass drum right there, but you didn't. You didn't let it trick you. I was so sure he's gonna put it on one right there. I know he's gonna put a bass drum on one. Let's look at all these other ones. You've almost always got a bass drum on one, right? And then suddenly they throw one at you that doesn't have one. Oh man. That didn't trick you. Yep.
Then I have one here and one here.
Yep. So because we didn't quite land this, let's do this one more time and then we'll move on, okay?
Yeah, that one was a little
One
shaky
and
there.
2 and 3. E, 4.
3 E a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go. Last one.
Okay. 1 E a 2 and 3 E a 4 and 1 a 2 a 3 a 4.
Yep.
Ooh, that one's nice. I like
You
it.
like that one? Cool. That's right. What do you think?
And
Yeah.
I got it. I
See,
just
you
did
know. So this one. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4.
1, oh, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Come on, we're almost done. Almost done.
Okay. This can.
Was that fill on time?
No.
No. Not really. If you're gonna give me a little fill at the end, I would rather it be simple and be in time.
Yes?
Well, it depends on how much time you have to fill.
Yeah.
But make sure it still stays on da 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 da. Right? As long as you still land on it. Okay? But don't get too caught up in the fill. It's better to sight read the whole thing than to land a cool fill at the end. If you blow the whole passage but the fill at the end is cool, then that's no good.